What's up, Blizzard Nation? Welcome back to Strictly Blizzness, episode 131. So huge shout out to Creative Edge and Edge VR Arcade for Strictly Blizzness magic.
Magic, magic, magic.
So had a game this past weekend, right? Like, we can't talk about the table when we had a game, so we'll break our own rule there.
Okay. Right. Correct.
Right, so.
No, do not pay any attention to this. This does not exist. Let's talk about our game. So it was Friday night. I believe we'll be seeing some social media this week from the Barnstormers because, as you can tell, we are still in Blizzness gear today.
Yep.
So I'm sure Julie will look beautiful once again in her Green Bay Blizzard items. Not to say, though, that we got ahead at the beginning, but then it got a little dicey. So Mogs is definitely coming into his own.
Yeah.
The standings for their team are definitely not representative of what that team can do.
Same thing with Sioux Falls, who we will play again this weekend, actually, in Sioux Falls.
Yes.
Yep.
Sioux Falls had a very good game and a monumental game, actually, for the IFL because it was played in an arena for neither one of the teams that were playing. So that was the Bucks Arena in Fargo. When the Bucks come back next season, that will be one of the arenas that they will be playing in. So they were showing an on-the-road type game, if you will, for two opposing teams coming into a neutral arena, kind of like the championship, kind of.
Yeah.
Although Vegas is undefeated, so this whole neutral ground, if they stay the way they've been playing, they're going to have a home field advantage if they make it to the championship.
For sure.
So anyway, it was a different weekend for football. There's still two teams undefeated out west. That is Bay Area and Vegas. They still have a 0 when it comes to losses.
Yeah.
On our side of the equation, though, it's still Massachusetts, chasing after Massachusetts. We currently are tied with Frisco. But as you all know, anything could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as far as our record goes, this is the best record we've had since 2007. So that was well before our time. In 2007, we were 6-0. That was the best we have been.
Got it.
So, yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. A little tidbit for you.
Nice.
Yeah. What else you got about the game itself?
Good crowd, and we had a ESPN worthy highlight reel, so it was actually #1 on SportsCenter Top 10, which was crazy. So the catch by Ballard. So
there was a great catch by Ballard, and there was also a great catch, which I thought that was what was going to be on SportsCenter. Rivers actually went over the boards, caught the ball, and got back up. It didn't look like he should come popping back up. However, the reason it probably didn't make it is it was called back. Yeah, because it wasn't him, but there was a penalty on it, so it got called back. And that was really our biggest issue with the game is as much as we were doing great things, we were doing silly things as well that cost us yardage, cost us field placement, cost us some great steals from the defense.
Yeah, a lot of penalties.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a good game. We got snow all over the place.
Yeah, faster than we did last year by a mile. It almost took past halftime to activate snow last year. So
yeah. No, it was very good. And did we run out of snow?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are we waiting? So it's not every time we score, it's once the extra point is up?
Yeah, you can't do it during the kick. That was requested by Todd and respecting the other team. So you can't fire off the snow right when you score a touchdown because you have to kick the extra point.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. So, because I was sitting there waiting, and there was one kick that was kind of delayed a little bit, and I thought, okay, we have snow problems.
Yeah.
No. We didn't. So, good.
Yeah, we just be careful there that we don't tick off at a visiting team and not be able to do that promo again. So it's calculated.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, very good. There were some big snow chunks that I had in my hair for a while there, but that's okay. And a lot of people had snow in their beer, which turned out to be rather amusing. After.
Yeah, we made an announcement this time per the request of our friends at the Rush Center because apparently they took complaints in a prior season to cover your beer when that happened. So now it's on people if they didn't do it.
They didn't do it. Yep. They weren't paying attention. It's on them.
Yep.
Yeah. What else you got in relation to the game? Good merchandise? Did we get rid of some stuff and sell some things?
Yeah. Yep. It was more normal. It was not like the first three, but more normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we lost so many white footballs into the crowd that we may be playing with a different ball on May 18th. Sam and I are gonna have to look at that, but that was crazy. I've never seen that many football. Like he came to the merch stand and took a bag of retail footballs because literally every play someone was throwing one in the crowd or it was nuts. I've never seen us go through that many footballs.
Yeah, so we average about 45 per game that they get, right? That's the average.
Yep.
You had to have gone through at least 60.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
So.
Yeah, we gave him an entire inflated bag of 20. So we will see how we're sitting on the white one before next game, and we'll play with 90s night or something else a game early if we need to on May 18th. So,
yeah.
Yep.
So when we have some stuff on the table, when is this game?
May 11th. Yep.
Okay. So should we segue? That was a great segue into this game. So what do we got here?
Blackout Breast Cancer. So first for us, so black jerseys,
I'm gonna hold
black
it up.
and green and pink, and thanks to two amazing current partner and brand new partner and Plug Light Bulb Electrical Services. There. So asphalt seal and repair right here has been with us most of our years here. Aurora and Frayne still on the sleeves on this one, but Plug and Asphalt sponsored that game. So, yeah, so the jersey turned out real sharp. There are black pants with that as well. So
nice. So there's still the green accent.
Yep.
Obviously pink in there as well. Very nice. Looks great.
Yeah, and we have a hat that came in for this game. We were running so low of our other hats that actually we sold a bunch of them this past game, a game ahead of time. Figured it was fair enough to promote the next game.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that until I unboxed the current hats that we were running that low because just the way we track merch after a game, it takes a while to log 340 transactions from the clearance event. So, and then the game ball, which we'll have to go purchase silver Sharpies this week, I think. So, because it's not signable by a normal Sharpie.
Yeah, and so we have the IFL logo on there, which looks great in pink. And then Build Your Base, which is a very good sponsor for the Blizzard, for the IFL. They've come to be a very, very key sponsor for what we do. And community presence, because they're all about nutrition and getting kids to like nutrition, be aware of nutrition. And as athletes, we're promoting it as a brand to look for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I will not be wearing this one, but this is a new one. So.
Well, speaking of which, we had people at the game trying to save your hat.
I'm not wearing a hat for that very reason, so I'll just eliminate the debate, and I'll actually not wear a hat anymore.
Well, I thought it was really cool, and I wanted their sign to get up on the Jumbotron, and we have an illustration of it to show you guys, but there's obviously people that like your hat, so if you want to keep your hat, then keep your hat. I mean, we've had comments such as, it should go into the Hall of Fame. It needs to be framed. It should be in a nice box. And
I don't know why, but do not know why.
Well, because people love your hat. Apparently, it's a part of you, so therefore it should be saved.
That's fair.
But yeah.
So sold and sold, not sold. So that's
not sold.
Yep.
Not for sale.
Correct.
These guys. Corey is so happy to have a black jersey to wear, although he's only going to be able to wear it when it's breast cancer night. So I don't know if he's how happy he is. These will probably get auctioned off. If not this season, then next season. But they're a very nice jersey.
The couple seasons ago, military night jerseys will probably be the next one to auction off before we hit military night. So it's just been nuts. That's why there hasn't been jersey auctions up currently. So we will load up the military ones because we're sitting on the ones that were green camo and white flag, not the white ones that we're still wearing, but the green and camo ones.
Right.
So,
and those will start at a higher price point.
Yep.
Simply because, and we've talked about this, we're raising money for 4 vets at that point. So we can't just have them at the normal rate. They're going to start out a little bit higher, but they are a great jersey to have. They were a very popular jersey, and they'd be a nice thing to wear, if not frame, but wear at military night.
Yeah, so we'll get to that this month. So we'll try and get a handful of them up every week. Will be the goal. So
yeah,
yep.
Because May is here,
or run them an entire month long and get them all up, but we'll figure it out here. So
yeah,
and then it'll just end closer to the game. So
yeah, and it's hard to see. It's hard to tell, not see. It's hard to tell which way to do it. Do you span it over a long period of time, or do you just inundate everybody? And sometimes when you just inundate everybody, there's those people that missed out because they aren't on social media that week, and they're like, oh man, all the jerseys went. So we'll see. We'll see what takes and kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had a big birthday.
Not me personally.
Well,
I have a
15, it hit you personally
at the time we're filming this. Yes.
Yeah.
15-year-old.
A 15-year-old. So happy birthday, Cadence.
Yeah. Not sure she's ever watched an episode of this, but
yeah, but now it's recorded.
As much as she's on social media,
you may not know that she watches.
Yeah.
She may watch, and you just don't know.
Kirsten does. She felt privileged. She was called out a couple episodes ago. So
yeah, there she is. Hi, Kirsten.
Hey again. Yes.
All right. What else you want to talk about?
Away game this weekend in Sioux Falls. So view party will be at Replay, and I'll edit this episode if that's incorrect. I'm pretty sure it's at Replay. So.
I will be out of Dodge this weekend. We have a monumental thing happening in our family. Helen is graduating from Georgia Tech. So she now has a master's in biomedical engineering. So crazy.
Yeah.
You talk about, you have a 15-year-old to have somebody that's done with graduate school and only 22 is really crazy. So congrats, Helen. Great job.
Yeah.
And we're very proud of you. And with that, I mean, school's wrapping up pretty soon. We have only a few games left here at home. The backstretch of our season is going to be very tough. For those of you guys watching, you might say, oh, your record is that because of who you've played. Okay, sure. But we've got a pretty good team, people. So it will absolutely be put to the test as we come up against Frisco, as we go to Sioux Falls this weekend.
Tulsa, this game was going to be ridiculous. Tulsa just put up 75 on somebody last weekend, so they're figuring it out real fast.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and they have a big line.
Yep.
Those boys are some big boys. So, it's not going to be easy. And we've told our players, don't get comfortable. You know, we have a saying of one more. Each week is a new week. So you need one more win each week. You need one more stop. You need one more touchdown. One more can mean so much during each and every game and for each and every individual.
Yeah.
So, we have to take things one game at a time here in the IFL because things can change very, very quickly. We've watched teams that were fabulous in regular season choke in the playoffs, and then their season's over. And we've done the same too. We've had a horrible season, did well in the playoffs, and then choked at the end of the playoffs. So it's definitely, I feel it's a very competitive sport. The parity that we now have shows. There are still people coming up the curve, but that doesn't mean they're going to go with losses all season. They can very well and very easily catch a win. So we're looking forward to going to Sioux Falls this weekend, like we said, and good luck to everybody.
Yeah. Come out to Replay or be sure to watch it on YouTube and be sure to come on out May 11th.
May 11th.
We're black and pink. I really, besides the hat, I don't really have anything black or pink to sell you. So get a game ball or a hat. So the hat was the thing. So
yeah, and I won't be there for the 18th game.
Yep.
That's going to be the one I have to miss. But I'm looking forward to May 11th.
Yeah.
So
it'll be good. So a lot of good buzz with Ribbon of Hope and Aurora because they have done an awesome event with Ribbon of Hope called Browse in the Bay of the past. So there's some good things going behind the scenes and not possible without Asphalt Seal and Repair. And Plug, I'm not going to say your name because it's too long. Plug Light Bulb Electrical Services. So
well, you just did.
For making it possible to have a black jersey this year. So
yes, and they have a great logo, and they're great people. We got to meet with them during one of the previous games, and just very business-wise, very much like we are, Larry and I, and Ryan for that matter. And it's always nice to have like-minded individuals when you're dealing with things like this.
Yeah,
because it not only does it help them get their name out there and awareness out there, but it just overall helps the brand and helps people see that there are good things happening in business these days.
For sure.
Yeah.
What I got.
That's what you got? Yep. I got one thing.
Yeah.
Just because there were so many people that witnessed it that I'll talk about it. And it's kind of an awareness thing for everybody. We had a great game Friday night, and then afterwards, I ended up leaving our after party in an ambulance. And I just want to touch on it because it wasn't that I was dying. There was about 20 minutes where I thought I might, but I had an allergic reaction to something, and we tried to find an EpiPen in the bar, and no one had an EpiPen, believe it or not. So we had to do the next best thing, which I want to give a shout out to Angie. Wow, that was a blast from the past. But every time I see Becky, I think of Angie because Becky was our original trainer. And this past weekend, we had Becky and Adrian Battles was actually in the house. So that was like that was part of the original season when Larry and I became owners. So it was, as I'm talking about Becky, I always reference Angie, who was also one of our trainers. But anyway, big shout out to Becky because she took care of me when it was getting pretty scary. And also a big shout out to Dr. Frayne for calling the ambulance and not listening to me because I was thinking very logically, this is something that has happened to me before. And if I can get this and this to happen, I'm going to be just fine in 10 minutes. Well, the 10 minutes passed and I wasn't fine and ended up having to leave in an ambulance. So allergies are very serious for everybody. Those of you that make fun of people that have peanut allergies or bee allergies, I myself have an almond allergy, so they can get very, very serious, and anaphylaxis is nothing to mess around with. So again, shout out to Dr. Frayne, shout out to Aurora for taking care of me that night, and all the EMTs, the fire guy. I mean, there were just so many people there by the time it ended. It was much more hoopla than it needed to be. I really didn't need it to be that much. But a special shout out to our players who stood vigilant, watching and hoping, and I'm sure praying. And a special shout out to Elias, who was keeping me calm. He did a great job of, getting ice on the back of my neck. That was shout out to Corey. And again, I felt very loved, and I want to say thank you to everybody, and thank you for those that sent me emails and messages after with your care. I really appreciate it. That's all I'm going to say about that. That was a lot.
Yeah.
So
that's what we got.
Yeah. I think that's all we have because we haven't been doing anything socially because Ryan's so busy.
True story.
Very true. So
yeah.
We haven't seen any movies. We haven't done anything, but We'll see.
Well,
we'll have to do a lot of catch up.
Yes. Should we hit him with it?
Let's hit him with it.
Go Blizz. Don't forget to like, follow,
subscribe,
share,
and ring that notification bell to get all of our content in your inbox.